because like you, I am a whole person with unique needs and strengths. I actively fight with every action, oppression telling me I deserve mistreatment, that I'm bad, I'm strange, sick, dangerous to children, deranged, confused, haven't met the right man, trendy, asking for it, or will, as a past argument made to me about my queerness, end the human species. All this because I'm different. Why am I such a threat? Why are minorities, particularly BIPOC individuals, such a threat to you or to the ethnocentric state of this nation? What does that tell us about its true nature? When it is more acceptable to respect direct terroristic threat and hate speech by white supremacists or neo-Nazis, some good people, than it is to protest and resist deadly policies and procedures, when those protesting for human rights and environmental health endure the most violent government suppression. Short example, I see you water protectors and black activists, and I see you, COVID haircut, AR-15 wielding, unmasked warriors. Why do we scoff at humanitarianism unless it supports American superiority by normalizing a pillaged country's post-colonial financial dependence upon us? Why does asking for equity, threaten people? Why is demanding non-discrimination for the same rights and respect as you an agenda shoving gayness? You can't force people to be straight, and we can't force you to be gay. Yet we all need to convert to Christianity. You fear oppression, yet Christians can pray in schools and in public with only one religion's God in the pledge. But Muslims are most likely to be discriminated against for praying. Why do we honor and prioritize policy, procedures, objects, and good manners over human life? Why is care, equity, empathy, acceptance, collectivity, interdependency simultaneously an idyllic dystopian lie of radical leftist Marxists? I really want to know. What the hell are you so damn afraid of? Because I don't think it's me. And I don't think it's minorities. For long I've been thinking, is it worth it to choose a title that embodies me rather than accepting a label that I come to embody? Well, I choose to be myself. My new name is Oliver. Oliver Lynn McCartney. I am queer. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. I am agender. Therefore, since I am not cisgender, consider myself under the umbrella term transgender. I am also bisexual. I am part of the LGBTQ+ community. Strong, diverse, widespread, resilient, ancient, natural, normal. And yes, one can be a trans ally and a feminist under egalitarianism. I'm still the me you know, who cries during sad films, books, and bad news, can't stand killing insects, saves sidewalk worms, begs hugs from my disinterested dog, me, who melting becomes wide-jawed at the sight of cats who then run from me, a strange noise machine, that relatively free-spirited independent soul, an artist, sculptor, writer, runner, hiker, the me intimidated by toddlers and babies, me who hates wet feet, who eats ice cream with the fucking steak knife, critiques every damn movie out loud, who accidentally threw a thermos into a perfectly unbroken window while dancing, who eats straight PB powder and pancake mix, accidentally inhaling it. Me, with 3 degrees and a minor, a damn hard worker who will pour sweat, blood, and tears into projects with the goal to share my best. I am not confused, not broken. No, after years of being quietly locked in expectations without a language for myself, I'm waking up. Am I such a threat? This name change is not an act of disrespect. It is not a disowning. I'm proud to be a McCartney. It's an empowering choice to keep going. It's an inherently political act of radical self-love, which is to lovingly care for self, to not be owned by persecutory external insecurity demanding I do or buy anything to fit in. My coming out hinges upon hope and trust. So I ask you not for mere tolerance, but for acceptance. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. We all will. But we can learn, be respectful moving forward. I hope you see why nothing is apolitical when something like one's very existence as a queer person depends upon political action. The people in power don't care about you or me. But I care about you, and I fucking need your action right now, just as POC need ours. I do not express assigned conventional gender roles, which are behaviors and appearances expected of our oversimplified, reductive, black-white, red pill, blue pill, two-party, binary-obsessed, divisive American culture. Gender is cultural. It can express the wide spectrum of biological sex and sexuality. Labels are tools. Everything is a construct. Our intellectual capacity makes many consider ourselves unique animals. We respond to, navigate, and understand a constantly changing world by creating unique cultural knowledge systems. Language is such a naturally changing construct, with its functions subject to needs and values of dynamic communities. Life itself is all change. Humans have the right to change, to grow. Adaptability is possible because of diversity and collaborative collectivity. Interdependence requires humility. It makes us stronger. Yet when we take away someone's language or use it to dehumanize, like in indigenous boarding schools or today's Anglo-centric classrooms, we enact cultural genocide. As language is lost, so is culture and the identity of a people. Taking a language back is to have autonomy. Reclaiming a word to subvert its cruelly misused meaning, such as bitch by women, queer by LGBTQ plus people, or the N-word by black people, is a right belonging to them alone, not to active oppressors or to even the descendants of oppressors. Please be humbly compassionate. Despite LGBTQ plus existence throughout history, until recent decades, English lacked the open vocabulary to communicate these experiences to gain acceptance. It was common in many non-Western Euro-American cultures. Colonies attempted erasure of native queer histories by suppressing or killing. But even the beloved Greeks were gay as hell. Looking at our ancestors, we must know who in this picture were truly, remorselessly savage, or who averted their eyes to cruelty. As Native communities rebuild after what has been called by some an apocalypse, reparations are necessary to heal all of us, everyone impacted by the denial and gross celebration of America's bloody legacy. In order to surpass our depressing history, America's foundation of exploitation, we need to be responsible for our impact now, to not repeat it. We dishonor, destroy ourselves otherwise. We need each other to be in good health to sustain ourselves. We need to care about each other. As you do, I have the right to choose the language I see best represents me. I have the right to live my life in peace as Oliver. It harms not one person, even if it confuses, discomforts, or challenges us to be critical of our responsibilities to another. I care about people even if what they do pisses me off. As an educator, I care for your children. Young people who may be minoritized deserve to be safe, respected, cherished, to learn about and then define themselves, and to be able to speak up for themselves. I defend their autonomy. They are the future. I would readily take a bullet for them, even though that's not my job. To those who still may call me sick or insane, whatever you dislike, chewing on a distracting bone thrown by political parties, feigning values, who will do and say anything and hurt anyone to maintain status quo for their benefit, I still love you. But now you must contend, live with, knowing your complicit support of homo-transphobic, racist organizations could prove more deadly to me than I ever could to myself. I need you to pick the anti-racist, non-homophobic, non-transphobic side of life, even if it means disavowing both political parties. While they are both threats, only one so easily, visibly, unashamedly seeks to remove my rights. I have never felt more like myself, safer to myself, despite fearing rejection and discrimination coming just for being myself. And now, 2020, post coming out, what will it be? What's on the other side? You all, I'm often scared shitless for what will happen to us global citizens, human, non-human alike. But that's why our collectivity is beneficial. Thank you to my LGBTQ plus friends who come out. You are a beacon of bravery to me. For those before us, you are why we are as far as we are today. So, hello. Nice to see you again. Go outside, absorb sun, stay safe as possible during COVID-19. Sincerely, Oliver, the wordy asshole with a chip on their shoulder. And yes, Black Lives Matter. We are not whole without. Make America whole for the first time.